And now I'll go through some of the break-in procedures I went through. Right there, on the throttle right here, that is the low end. That's the low end adjustment screw. They're rich and lean. This is the high end, right there. And right underneath it, right there, that's the idler screw. So if it's idling too high or low, that's where you turn. For the break-in process, you want to have this screw and this screw turned 3 turns out, so 3 turns rich. So it runs a real rich setting. Now, that's just to keep this engine cool and lubricated. When you're breaking in your engine, this should be cool to the touch. Like it'll be hot, like it'll burn you, so you have to, it's like you could touch it like that, but it will be cool to the touch. Or if you have one of these things, has a little laser on it, gives you the temperature right there. That it should stay within like 140, 160 range. If it goes any higher, you gotta richen your mixture a little bit. Either that or shut your engine down, let it cool off a little bit before restarting it. That'll keep it cool. Also, when you're breaking in, don't really run it that much. If you want to run it, go like 2 miles an hour. But what I did is I just set it up on this block right here and just let it idle through a couple tanks, shut it down, revved it a little bit every once in a while, like slow revving, just making sure that because it started dying a little bit, I cooled it off every once in a while. I went through 4 tanks. It says 3 to 4. I always choose the highest maximum, like the highest they say, because why not go more and say, yeah, I did break in my engine, that's not the problem, something else is the problem, that why it malfunctioned and blew up. Not saying it will, but if something does happen like that. Okay. After you have broken in your engine, and you had this at 3 turns out, if you didn't, that's bad. 3 turns out. It's also different for every company. This 3 turns out goes specifically for this car. You have to read your owner's manual to get this specific. Usually it's 2.5 to 3 turns, but don't go by that. Go by your instruction manual. But after you've broken it in, I would start with the high-speed needle, which is right here on most cars. And to lean it out, you slowly turn it 1/8 of an inch, run it, see how that goes, run it for a while, see if it gets any better, because leaning it out will give you better torque, but it will increase the heat of your engine. Lean it out a little bit more after, if you don't like that. Gives you more torque and stuff, but will increase the heat of your engine, as well as less lubrication to your engine. I like running mine a little bit richer than normal, because that is all your lubrication. I like having my engine well oiled, making sure everything's good and running good. I do foul plugs more often, but it's better than burning out my engine with not enough oil. If you lean it out too much, you will stop seeing smoke come out of your exhaust pipe. You want at least a little bit of smoke coming out of this exhaust pipe. If you don't have any smoke, you've leaned it out too much. That's bad for your engine. Gotta enrich it a little bit more. And after, I don't know, 5 to 7 runs, you want to, or after every run, you want to take like compressed air, blow out everything, keep everything clean, make sure there's no leaks and stuff trapped in your U-joints, around your clutch bell. Just basically clean, blow everything off. You don't want to use water because that could get in your air filter and destroy your engine. Also, you have to clean your air filter probably like every like 5 rides or something like that, or runs. After 5 to 7 runs, you should completely take off everything on your car, clean it, clean everything, make sure there's no dirt. Take apart your engine and clean your engine out with carburetor cleaner or other things. Just make sure you don't get it on rubber parts like this, because carburetor cleaner will deteriorate rubber, which is bad, because then you have like nothing connecting your air filter. So that's just, these are just tips to keep your engine running tip-top shape for the longest time. You'll have a really long running car if you do this correctly. If you do not know how to take apart engines, either go to a professional and have them do it, or if you have some background, it's not that difficult of a task to accomplish. I'm not saying if you have no engine experience, it's not that good to do. This is just if you really want a long running car. This is just